All right, so this week we're going to be going over vocal processing. I have a vocal sample here and a piano. I'm going to play the vocal through without any processing first. You can see that my audio chain at the bottom is not triggered right now. And then I will play it back with the processing, A, B, then 2, and then I'll walk through each step. So let's have a listen.
We're like fire and rain. You keep putting me out. Goddamn, it's such a shame. I don't know why I'm still here. If you don't want me to be, it's pretty clear.
All right, now I'm going to turn on my chain here and my return tracks, and let's have a listen.
We're like fire and rain. You keep putting me out. Goddamn, it's such a shame. I don't know why I'm still here. If you don't want me to be, it's pretty clear.
And finally, I'll A-B the two tracks back and forth. You can keep watch at the bottom here when I turn it on and off.
We're like fire and rain. You keep putting me out. Goddamn, it's such a shame. I don't know why I'm still here. If you don't want me to be, it's pretty clear that I.
So that's just a quick overview. I'm going to turn the chain back on and just solo the vocal for now. And we can walk through each one of these audio effects. And then we can return, or we can go to the return tracks at the end. So the very first thing I have in my audio chain is the autotune. Very, very subtle effect here. But I'm using Waves Tune Real Time. And I just picked the key of the track, and this happened to be A flat major, but I just used chromatic mode. And it was pretty spot on anyway, but this is, I can show you what's happening.
We're like fire and rain. You keep putting me out. Goddamn, it's such a shame.
And this is just to make the vocal more in key. You can also use plenty of other VSTs like Metatune, and I know Melodyne is also very popular, but that's what you want to place in the very beginning of your track. So that's the first thing that the audio signal is hitting. And then we can go into virtual mix track, and the first thing that it's hitting is in EQ, pretty much just taking out anything below 110 hertz. We don't really need that low end in the vocal. And then this is going to just a volume reduction. It was a little too loud for me. Took off about 3 decibels, giving it a little bit of saturation here with the Hollywood virtual tube. And then this is the first compressor we're hitting. So if I turn these off, we can listen.
We're like fire and rain. You keep putting me out. Goddamn, it's such a shame. I don't know why I'm still here.
And then if I turn on the compressor, we can see that we get about, looking for about 5 to 7, 5 to 10 decibels of gain reduction.
We're like fire and rain. You keep putting me out. Goddamn, it's such a shame. I don't know why I'm.
And I'm actually using parallel compression here, so you can see that the mix knob is at 50%, and this way you can be a little bit more aggressive with the gain reduction. That's why it's going over 10, but then I'm dialing it back a bit.
We're like fire and rain. You keep putting me out. Goddamn, it's such a shame.
And then this is running through one more compressor with the FG116, and this is just helping it bring it out a little bit more.
We're like fire and rain. You keep putting me out. Goddamn, it's such a shame. I don't know why I'm still here.
That's just 1 to 3 decibels of gain reduction there, and about 75% mix. So we can A/B this.
We're like fire and rain. You keep putting me out. Goddamn, it's such a shame. I don't know why I'm still here.
And just the main things that are happening here is just running through compression. So the first thing is autotune, very subtle, and then running through an EQ, a high pass EQ, and then compression. I like to do parallel compression, or at least 2 tracks back to back. And then we're running through an EQ after that. So when you add compression, it also brings out the quieter parts, and unfortunately that takes out some of the low end as well. So you can honestly add a filter here. Anything lower than 75 you don't really need. But I'm also cutting out some mud around 210 and then bringing out some higher frequencies.
But like fire and rain, you keep putting me out. Goddamn, it's such a shame. I don't know why I'm still here. If you don't want me to be, it's pretty.
Very subtle, but these things, very small changes, will add up over time. Then next we're running through a multi-band compressor. And this is actually, I learned from Josh Goodwin, who mixes a lot of Justin Bieber's work and some other big artists. And he does a very common thing on his vocal chain where he has a two bands pretty much at 5,000 and 200, and he's just cutting out some of that frequencies.
But like fire and rain, you keep putting me out. Goddamn, it's such a shame. I don't know why I'm still here. If you don't want me to be, it's pretty clear that I wanted it more than you.
Very subtle, but it just helps bring the vocal out a little bit more. And then next, I'm going to run through a de-esser. Again, you can use any de-esser at this point. I know Waves has RVox, but I like to use Slate Digital's E2 de-esser. And we can take a listen to what it's doing, and you can look at this EQ graph to see when it's taking out the syllables.
But like fire and rain, you keep putting me out. Goddamn, it's such a shame. I don't know why I'm still here. If you don't.
And this just helps tame some of those harsh S's and F's that are not super pleasant to the ear. So after that, we're running through Fresh Air, which I love using. It's another Slate Digital product, but this just helps bring out some of that mid presence and high presence. It gives it that airy feeling. So we can A/B that.
But like fire and rain, you keep putting me out. Goddamn, it's such a shame. I don't know why I'm still here. If you don't want me to be, it's pretty clear that.
So anything else before this, besides the compressors, has been very subtle, but I think the Fresh Air is something that you can really tell when you A and B the difference. And usually you want the mid to be a little more or higher than the high section. You don't want the high to be driven too much, because then it become a little bit too harsh. And then at the close to the very end, I'm just adding another compressor, and this just helps really bring it forward. So we can listen to the before and after of this.
But like fire and rain, you keep putting me out. Goddamn, it's such a shame. I don't know why I'm still here. If you don't want me to be, it's pretty clear that I wanted it more than you. But we got different needs.
Again, you can use any compressor, but I think RVox is the best to be at the end of the audio effect chain, and this helps really bring it forward in a track. And then finally, I used Soothe at the end just to kind of tame some of the harsh frequencies that I might have brought out through the other processing. And we take a listen.
But like fire and rain, you keep putting me out. Goddamn, it's such a shame. I don't know why I'm still here. If you don't want me to be, it's pretty.
So this is what it's actually taking out.
But like fire and rain, you keep putting me out. Goddamn, it's such a shame. I don't know why.
And then again, like before, when you use compressors, it brings up the lower frequencies of the sound, and unfortunately, it can also bring out some of the low end. So at the very, very end, I just have another EQ here, and you can see that if I turn this off, if you look at the 100 hertz and lower, we still have some noise.
But like fire and rain, you keep putting me out. Goddamn, it's such a shame.
And so I'm just gonna cut that out again.
But like fire and rain, you keep putting me out. Goddamn, it's such a shame. I don't know why I'm still here.
Also, now we can go into the returns. So if I turn these off, this is what it sounds like, just dry.
But like fire and rain, you keep putting me out. Goddamn, it's such a shame. I don't know why I'm still here.
All right, so now we want to add some wet effects. These are reverbs, delays, etc. And so the first thing I have is a reverb. So Ableton uses return tracks and a Logic. Some other DAWs do this differently, but you can run it through a bus or whatever your DAW accepts. But I use return tracks here, but it's the same idea. And essentially, this dry signal that you see is running through that audio chain we just made, and now it's going to this return track, and it's going through this reverb. We can listen to what it's doing. So the only processing I'm doing on the reverb is within the VST itself, taking out some of the low end, taking out some of the high end. The high end that is there, I'm widening it by a bit, which is a cool perk of this Verb Suite Classics, and then bringing up the chorus and the pre-delay to make sure that the vocal, the dry signal is hitting first, and then the reverb is coming. So we can listen to that together.
But like fire and rain, you keep putting me out. Goddamn, it's such a shame. I don't know why I'm still here.
It's very subtle, but depending on the track that you're doing, the reverbs are going to vary. You can even stack multiple reverbs, have a plate short one or a hall long one, just depending on the genre and the fitting for the track. So next I'm running through a slap delay, which is a very, very short delay to kind of give your track a little more presence. We can listen to what that sounds like playing. So essentially it's just taking the vocal and delaying it by a fraction. So it sounds a little bit more wider. And that's what I'm doing with the H delay here. You can use that. You can use any delay. You can use your stock delay plugin. I just like using the Waves H delay, and they have a preset called Basic Slap. It's a very short feedback, and then I have the ping pong setting on, so I want it kind of out of the way of that center vocal. Then this cutting out some of the low end, cutting out some of the high end, and this is running through an even more, another widening effect, which is the doubler. So if I turn this off, center, wide, and now even wider. So now that's out of the way of the vocal, but still audible. And we can listen to the reverb and the slap delay together.
But like fire and rain, you keep putting me out. Goddamn, it's such a shame. I don't know why I'm still here. If you don't want me to be, it's pretty clear that.
And then finally, the last return I have is a simple delay. I'm using a repeater here, but again, you can use any delay plugin. And I have it on eighth notes with a medium feedback. Again, cutting out some of the low end, cutting out some of the high end here, because we don't want that to take up the space of the vocal track. And then the cool trick here, you can also do this with reverbs, is I am sidechaining this signal to the original audio track. So I can show you how I did that. But the idea for sidechaining your sends to the vocal is to eliminate some of that competition between the two tracks, right? We want the vocal track to sit well in the mix without competing for space. And so if you sidechain it, that'll help kind of get rid of or make sure that the reverb's duck out of the way when the vocal's talking. So let's listen to it with each other with no sidechain compression.
But like fire and rain, you keep putting me out. Goddamn, it's such a shame. I don't know why I'm still here. If you don't want me to be,
So it's nice, but I think we could clean it up a little bit. So I'm just using the stock Ableton compressor, but again, you could use FabFilter, Logic, any compressor that has a sidechain capability. And in my settings, I'm going to click sidechain, and I'm going to select the vocal as my trigger track. So now every time the vocal signal comes through, it's going to duck down or reduce the gain reduction of this send track. So we can listen to it. And I'll put it on intense mode for you to see. So when the vocal is not hitting, it'll come up. When the vocal is hitting, it'll duck down. So you don't have to do it super intense. I just like to do a little bit. And then all together with the returns, the wet effects, the dry effects, you can hear it with the track all together.
but like fire and rain, you keep putting me out. Goddamn, it's such a shame. I don't know why I'm still here. If you don't want me to be, it's pretty clear that I wanted it more than you. But we got different needs. You don't need me, I don't blame you, but I don't need you either. I just want.
All right, so hopefully that was helpful. This is Jordan Zaitis's acapella that I'm borrowing today, so you can check out his music on Spotify. And if you need any mixing and mastering experience or help, you can shoot me a message. So